Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. We're into Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. We got Dallas on the road in Minnesota. Mavs are obviously up 3-1 in the series. Yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, Dallas on the road in Minnesota. Like I said, T-Wolves are now laying 5 points at home. This number was at 4.5, and actually there are still 4.5s open. Looks like it's 4.5 or 5, depending on your sports book. Total sitting at 209.5. Let's take a quick look at the spreadsheet, and according to the model, we should see a 3-point Minnesota win. Final score 111-108 Wolves. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with Dallas. We got Luka Doncic on the report. He's listed as questionable, but he's been listed as questionable in a couple games in this series, so I imagine Luka's going to play. Derek Lively listed as questionable. As we know, he missed Game 4, so he's probably a true questionable. We'll have to wait and see with him. On the Minnesota side, we got Mike Conley on the report. He's listed as questionable. He left the game with an injury. That was Game 4, but he ended up returning to the game. So Conley's definitely dealing with something. He's on the report. We'll have to wait and see. All right, so let's take a look at Game 5 here, and we'll start by taking a look at Game 4. As we know, Minnesota won that game, which was great for me. I had the Wolves. They outshot Dallas from the floor and from three-point. 45.8% from three for Minnesota, just 35% for Dallas, which was huge because they shot 50% from outside in Game 3. Minnesota also won the rebounding battle 40-38, and they outscored Dallas in the paint 46-36, and that was huge because they were getting beat up on the interior in the first 2 games of the series. You can see the rebounding percentage by game in this series. Game 1, Dallas wins comfortably. Game 2, Dallas out-rebounds them again. But the last 2 games we've seen in this series, it swung the other way. Minnesota won the battle on the glass in Game 3 and Game 4. In fact, I think this series should be 2-2 if it wasn't for Dallas just shooting the lights out in Game 3, because Minnesota won the battle on the interior both in Games 3 and 4. So you would think, based on what I just said, the play would have to be Minnesota here. I mean, they're starting to win the rebounding battle and win the battle on the interior. But here's the thing. Now we're back in Minnesota for Game 5, and that changes things a bit. The home-away split's not too significant for Dallas. They had the same exact record at home and on the road, 25-16. You see the ratings pretty much even across the board here in the regular season. In the playoffs, though, Dallas 6-2 on the road in the playoffs, and they're 6th, 4th, and 4th in offensive rating, defensive rating, and rebounding. That's out of the 16 playoff teams. So Dallas has been better on the road, but check this out. Minnesota's home-away splits on the season. Now they're 30-11 at home. But offensive rating 22nd. They weren't that great of an offense at all at home this season. And look at the playoffs. Look what happens when we change it from the regular season to the playoffs. Just 3-4 in their home games in the playoffs. Offensive rating 2nd on the road, 10th at home, and that's 10th out of the 16 playoff games. So that's the bottom half. They've really struggled to score at home. You would see rebounding even takes a hit 1st to 5th. So the fact that this game is being played in Minnesota is definitely something to take note of. And take a look at this. Where have the T-Wolves been best so far this year? On the road catching points. You can see at home this year, they're just 21-25-2 against the spread, 17-25-2 against the spread as home favorites. That's not good. As an underdog, though, 18-11 against the spread, which is the best in the NBA. And to take it a step further, look at the Mavs. On the road this year, 33-16 against the spread. That's the best in the NBA. Coming off a loss, 23-13 against the spread. Also one of the best in the NBA. Well, that's not the best. It's one of the best in the NBA. So based on the spot, this is a spot you bet Dallas. And now we're catching 5 points. I mean, I don't know how we don't take the Mavs here. And then we take into consideration individual performances at Game 4. I mean, Kyrie Irving just 6 of 18 from the floor, 16 points. PJ Washington just 3 of 13 from the floor with 10 points. Luka Doncic wasn't terrible, but just 7 of 21 shooting the ball. He did score 20. He was okay. He shot. I think he shot well from outside. So Luka Doncic wasn't terrible. But PJ Washington and Kyrie Irving both had terrible games. And Karl Anthony Towns went off. 9 of 13 from the floor with 25 points. So on an individual player-to-player basis, there's plenty of room for regression on the side of Dallas. I would imagine at this line, 5, most of the action is going to be coming in on Dallas. I don't care. Mavs are the side here. I think they close out the series, so I might even play the money line too. Give me the Mavs +5. If I had to lean towards a total, I'd go Minnesota team total under, because that's what we see from the T-Wolves at home. They play great defense, but they really struggle to score. So give me the Mavs +5. I'm going to actually try to grab a 5.5. I think I saw one And then I'm either leaning towards the under or Minnesota team total under. Live shows at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be me, Prop Beaver, Toast, and Kamish. We got day MLB games. So we're going through all the baseball games at 11:30. I don't think we're going to do a late show on Thursday. So 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. If you're able to make it, we'd love to see you in the comments. If you want my top bets or top bets from anyone on the staff here, head over to kylekirms.com and sign up for Sauce Network Plus. It also comes with access to the Discord if you're interested. Let's have ourselves a good Thursday here. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, I had a good Wednesday. I got the Marlins money line at plus 152, which is nice. Will put me in the green because I also had the Giants. So I'm off to a nice little start here. Hopefully that continues. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.